Right, picture this. Dingy pub north of Watford, rain lashing down like God's having a right go at the windows. Bloke at the bar nursing a pint, face etched with worry lines deeper than a coal mine. This is Dave. Dave's got a problem, see? His Mrs. Sharon, she's gone off on one again, says he doesn't understand her. Now Dave, he's a sound lad. Works hard, loves his footy, never misses a night down the pub. But Sharon, she's a different breed. Always got a face like a slapped ass, moaning about something or other. Dave, he just wants to watch the match, but Sharon, she wants to dissect their entire relationship for the millionth time. This, my friends, is the great divide. Men and women, two sides of the same coin, yet worlds apart in their thinking, their feeling, their very being. It's a tale as old as time, a source of endless frustration, amusement, and let's be honest, a fair bit of head-scratching. But fear not, for I, your humble narrator, am here to guide you through this labyrinth of the sexes, to shed light on the dark psychology that sets us apart. So, settle in, grab a pint, or a Chardonnay if that's your poison, and let's delve into the murky depths of men versus women. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Let's get one thing straight. Men and women, we're wired differently. It's not just about the bits we've got down our trousers, it's about the very essence of our being. Thousands of years of evolution have shaped us, molded us into creatures with distinct roles to play in the grand scheme of things. Men, we were the hunters, the protectors, the ones who faced down woolly mammoths with nothing but a pointy stick and a prayer. We're hardwired for action, for logic, for solving problems with our fists or our ingenuity, not necessarily with a good cry on the sofa. Women, on the other hand, they were the nurturers, the gatherers, the keepers of the hearth and home. They're programmed for empathy, for intuition, for creating life and nurturing it with a ferocity that would make a lioness proud. Now, I'm not saying we're stuck in the Stone Age, but these primal instincts, they run deep. They color our perceptions, influence our reactions, and make us scratch our heads in bewilderment at the opposite sex. Take Dave and Sharon again. Dave's idea of a good time is down the pub, watching the lads knock a ball about while sinking a few pints and engaging in some good-natured banter. Sharon, she'd rather go to a wine bar, discuss their feelings and analyze every nuance of their relationship. See, men were like blunt instruments. We see a problem, we fix it. Women, they're more like a surgeon's scalpel, dissecting every layer, examining every angle. It's not that one way is better than the other, it's just different. And this difference, it plays out in every aspect of life, from how we communicate to how we handle stress, to the very way we experience emotions. And it's this difference that often leads to misunderstandings, arguments, and the occasional thrown remote control. Now, I'm not saying all men are emotionally constipated robots and all women are oversensitive drama queens, but there's a grain of truth in the stereotype. Men, we tend to bottle things up, suppress our emotions like we're trying to win a staring contest with a volcano. Women, they're more in touch with their feelings. They express them freely, openly, and sometimes with the subtlety of a sledgehammer to the face. It's like they've got this whole emotional language that we men, we just haven't quite grasped the grammar of yet. This emotional disparity, it can be a right pain in the arse, leading to arguments that erupt like a volcano after a particularly spicy curry. But it's also what makes the dance between men and women so damn interesting. After all, who wants to watch a tango where both partners are doing the same steps? Section 5, communication breakdown. John, right, let's talk about communication or lack thereof. Men, we're simple creatures. We say what we mean what we say. End of story. Emma. Women, they communicate in this intricate language of hints, suggestions, and passive-aggressive sighs that could power a small wind farm. John Bloke walks into a pub, orders a pint, no fuss, no muss. Sophia, woman walks in, she wants a fruity drink, not too sweet, with a cute little umbrella. See what I mean? John, it's enough to drive a bloke to drink, which, come to think of it, is probably the point. Sophia, and don't even get me started on the dreaded silent treatment. It's like trying to have a conversation with a brick wall that's giving you the evil eye. Section 6. The games we play. Now, I'm not saying all men and women are playing games, but let's be honest, there's a bit of strategic maneuvering going on in the game of love. Men, we puff out our chests, tell grand tales of our achievements, real or imagined, and try to outdo each other in feats of strength and daring. Women, They've got their own arsenal of weapons, the flirty glance, the coy smile, the carefully placed touch that sends shivers down your spine. They know how to play the game, and they play it well. It's a delicate dance of attraction and repulsion, of pursuit and retreat. And while it can be frustrating as hell, it's also what keeps things interesting. After all, who wants to win a game that's already rigged in their favor? Section 7, Nature versus Nurture, a Dark Tango. Now, some folks might say that all this talk of innate differences is a load of bollocks. They'll tell you it's all about upbringing, about societal expectations, about gender roles being forced upon us from a young age. And you know what? They might have a point. We're not born with a manual on how to be a man or a woman. We learn it from our parents, our peers, the telly, the whole bloody lot. But that doesn't mean there aren't some fundamental differences lurking beneath the surface, like a submerged log waiting to trip us up. It's a complex interplay of nature and nurture, of biology and environment, of who we are and who we're told to be. And trying to unravel it all is like trying to untangle a set of Christmas lights after a few too many pints. You might get there eventually, but it'll probably leave you feeling frustrated, confused, and with a string of lights wrapped around your head. Section 8, Man of Thoughts, Decoding the Labyrinth. So where does that leave us, eh? Stuck in this perpetual loop of misunderstandings, frustrations, and head-scratching moments. Well, that's where Man of Thoughts comes in. This channel, this is our space to explore the murky depths of the male psyche, to shed light on the mysteries of the female mind, and to hopefully bridge the gap between the sexes. We'll be delving into the psychology behind our differences, exploring the evolutionary roots of our behavior, and trying to make sense of it all, one pint at a time. We'll be laughing at ourselves, learning from each other, and maybe, just maybe, we'll start to understand each other a little bit better, because at the end of the day, men and women, we're not so different after all. We all want to be loved, understood, and to find our place in this crazy, mixed-up world. We just go about it in slightly different ways. Section 9, the dance goes on. So the next time you find yourself at odds with the opposite sex, remember Dave and Sharon. Remember that we're wired differently, that we communicate differently, that we even experience emotions differently. And instead of getting frustrated, try to see it from their perspective. Who knows, you might even learn something. And if all else fails, there's always the pub. Because let's face it, some things are just easier to understand after a pint or two. Cheers to that. The music might change, the steps might evolve, but the dance between men and women, that goes on forever. And it's one hell of a show.